Thanks everyone. First thing I like to do is to check and make sure that all of you are at the right place. Are we here for the business benefit of data certification scheme? Yes, right? Okay. Today I'd like to talk to you all about data certifications. What is data certifications? Every one of us are actually generating tons of data every day using our devices, our phone, our PDAs, our laptop, all sorts of devices. And beside that, we are also using systems which are smart systems, smart TV, smart car, tablet, all sorts of things. And these amount of devices are all connected. It's like we're generating tremendous amount of data. And 99% of everything that we make are actually connected to internet. Just like this thing that I wear on my wrist, the Fitbits that's supposed to track the amount of calories, the amount of steps that you are taking and stuff like that. It connects to your phone. Then it uploads to somewhere, depending on what these devices are from. It can be from Huawei, it can be from Apple and stuff like that. And guess what? They are collecting all these informations and they're going to provide some sort of services to us. And how much data are we talking about when we say about data that we generated? Anyone has any idea? Petabytes. And how about we quantify it into, like, let's see, a minute, 60 seconds? How much data are we talking about? These are the amount of data that we generated every 60 seconds. Actually, just now I forgot to say that whoever got it right can get the stickers from me. And in fact, this sticker is already inside your booklet, but anyway, you can get extra from here. So we are talking about tons of data. Every 60 seconds, we are generating tremendous amount of data. And all these data have been very, very precious and very, very valuable to companies that collect them. And probably I'd like to draw everyone's attention to something that most of us are very interested about, or very keen to talk about every 2 weeks in Singapore. Do you all have any idea where I'm leading to? Topic that we talk about almost every 2 weeks. Something that very, very hot in coffee shops, among colleagues, or things like that, among our friends. Cars. Cars nowadays are getting a lot smarter. You can access the internet. It collects information about how you drive, how you brake, what is the condition, whether you use the wiper or not. All these informations are actually used to enable you, provide more services to you. Like, for example, you can check your emails from the car. You can, if your car breaks down, you can just press a button, you connect to emergency breakdown services, they'll send a tow truck to where your car is without you having to say, where are you? You don't have to say. And your car is also connected to GPS, and of course, you can know exactly where your car is in case your car is lost. But these informations, of course, I'll keep it, I'll lock it with my password and stuff like that. I hope my wife won't be able to track me where I go and stuff like that. Well, anyway, that's another story. But the main thing is, all these devices collected tons of information and they're going to deliver services to you. And these services doesn't come from a single source of information. It comes from data meshing, tons of information from various sources together. And provided these sources of data can be trusted, then they can deliver very good services to you. And maybe people always say, picture says 1,000 words, and a video says even more. So let's take a look at this video. Even in restroom. So in this very short video, it tried to depict the information that we give up, the information that we share and we contribute will actually bring tremendous benefits back to us. But all this data needs to have some form of collaboration. Collaboration means that there must be some way for people to put them together. How would people know that right before you reach home, you want to turn on your aircon, you need to turn on the light, turn on the radio to certain stations, play certain shows, turn on the TV, do this, do that. All these services are delivered to you based on your profile, based on your needs, based on your locations. And all these informations must gel together from your car, from your tablet, from your phone, all kinds of devices. When we talk about data, there are several categories of data. So there are data that people provide that can be accessed by anyone. There are data that publicly can be accessed, group-based access data, and also this name-based access, and of course, data that we do not want to go out. Company secret, top secret, classified informations, all these confidentials. So all these data are pretty much in the furthest end, the close end. So data certifications doesn't apply to all data. It only applies to data that you're willing to share, willing to contribute, or willing to give up. Those basically are the scope of the data certification scheme. So when we talk about certifications, we are not saying that all data should be made free. Certain data should be commercial based. It means you need to pay a fee to actually get the data. So the certification scheme basically covers both space. And what is this data certifications? I'll come to that very soon. When we talk about data, it's just like going to a market. When you go to a market, you want to buy apple. Do you go to the apple farm? If you want to buy orange, or you want to buy other fruits, mangosteens, things like that, you don't go to the farm. You go to a place where they sell all this data. So these data are basically normally kept at the place we call data marketplace. Very simple, right? Food marketplace, supermarket, and things like that. So it's a marketplace where you can shop for data, shop for fruits. Shop for fruits. So when you shop for all these fruits or data, there are many classifications. Fruits that come from reliable source, from certain brand, from certain countries, and fruits that you have no idea where it comes from. It's just apple. So are these two apples the same? Comparing apples to apple? I'm not talking about the Apple phone, but the fruits of apple. Apple and apple itself. Are they the same? No. Would you buy from a brand that you know, you're familiar with, or you don't care? You just pick it up, it's an apple, okay, I just eat them. Similarly for data. When you found a data that fits your requirements, let's say I'm looking for weather in Singapore, you found one, do you just use them? Or you look at who actually provide them? Can I trust this data? How reliable is it? So I just put the analogy between data and fruits together, because data is something quite subjective and fruits is something that we consume every day. And to drive the point, I like to share this another video with you about fruits. For a simple cucumber, it can be dyed to make it look better, just like a data. Data can be injected with some fictitious or certain values to make it more trustable, to package it. The watermelon, to make it looks better, I can just inject with certain coloring, things like that. Similarly for data, everything can be forged, can be created, can be made in such a way that it's more trustworthy than it should. I didn't play the sound because it's not in English or Chinese or typical language that we understand, so I just mute them. So this video basically tells us something. It says bad data will impact your business. Bad fruits will impact your business. If you are a fruit seller, you are getting fruits from unreliable source, untrusted source. You do not know where they come from. You start selling them. And if people consume them, they get sick, who are they coming after? You or your supplier? Similarly for data, if you start a business using unreliable, untrusted data, who will suffer? Your client will come after you. Oh, this particular app's developed by ABC. Oh, it's lousy, it's inaccurate. It says that the bus will come at the next 3 minutes, but it show up 15 minutes later, things like that. The impact will be on the company. People do not care where you get the data from, but they count on you to get the right data. So most organizations actually use the data to run the business or improve the business, basically boiling down to dollar and cent. And bad data causes loss of business, very straightforward. And it also comes with liability. It means that you will get sued, you will get into legal, and all these kind of things that you do not want to get involved with, because your main business is to create more money, to generate more money. And of course, it also impact your productivity and also driving up the cost. So when people consume data, what are they typically worried about? So I put some of these questions down, and it's like, for example, can I trust the data? Is it reliable? Is it up to date? Or is it incomplete? Or is it a lot of blank file, a lot of null value? I can't even use the data. I can only extract one variable or one data or one single entry that makes sense. Or is it very difficult to manipulate? It's very difficult. It's applied in a PDF format. I can't even let the machines read it or do anything about it unless I hired someone to sit down there and key everything in to a structured data. And other challenges. These are the concerns and voices that we hear about using data. So we say, okay, what can we do? So we say, okay, let's do something. Let's create a framework that everyone knows, both the data provider and the data user, they understand. They talk on the same language. They say a same language that both people describe the same thing using the same terms. And then the most important thing is, what are the opportunities? What can I get out from this data? And what can I not do with this data? The restrictions, so that I don't involve in all the legal issues and all the things and additional activities which doesn't generate incomes to me. So we have some rough idea. The rough idea is basically we need to instill trust and confidence. That's the main thing. So we need to remove the ambiguity associated with using data by having standard or having common understanding about the terminology, about the assessment, meaning terminology basically pertaining to, do we use the same term? Do we have the same understanding to describe the same thing? Do I call the same thing, is this mic or is this mic? When someone say, pass me the mic, is it this one or me? So similar terminology. Assessment criteria basically talking about, are we measuring the right thing? Are we measuring the correct thing, or things that we're supposed to measure? And what are the unit? Are you measuring in miles per hour or are you measuring in kilometer per hour?